Welcome back to County Stadium. Well, the Cardinals tied 3-3. Got the lead because Ron Gant hit this bomb. That was in the third, a 2-run homer, his 17th. Ray Langford also hit a homer, but Jeremy Burnett's home run in the bottom of the fifth gives Milwaukee the lead 5-3, and the Cardinals will have to play catch-up. Gant's 1 for 1 with a walk, a stolen base, a couple of RBIs. There's a called strike, 2-1. Ronnie's got 42 RBIs as he stands in. Gant, McGuire, and Langford due up in the inning. 3-1. He was gunning on the 3-1 pitch, just got a piece of it. And we'll see how he handles the 3-2 offering from Woodard.
See if he challenges or if he throws a slider.
Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss up in his eyes. 7th strikeout. Now McGuire will stand in. Crowd charged up. Guess they figure their team's got a lead. They want to see something here, and now we've got beach ball out left field. Woodard's handled McGuire pretty easily.
Woodard, they're looking for 46 out there. Woodard has 7 strikeouts, and each one's been to a different hitter.
Mark was gunning on that pitch and missed it. 0-1.
Now, there's ways to pitch McGuire, but he has become more and more intelligent as he gets older.
1-1.
Sometimes you see him take that first strike. Other times you feel him saying, okay, I see a mental pattern.
High fly ball. Could it get over the wall? Off the top of the wall. That'll be a double for McGuire. They try to throw into the bag. He slides in safely. He missed number 46 by less than a foot, I believe. There's a little screen just at the top of the padding and a yellow line, and it appeared with the naked eye that it was just below that yellow line, Al.
It's so tough because his line drives get out so quickly, and umpires, there's a sinking fastball and he just turned on it, and it's hard to elevate that sinker. You hit the line drive and this thing just jumps out there.
Hit the top of the padding.
Good call.
Hit the top edge of the padding.
Unfortunately, a good call.
Yeah, and you know, Al, you hit the top of the padding that sticks out a couple of inches from that grid there. It's conceivable you can hit that padding and hit it over, but it hit enough of the facing that it bounced back.
The fans were all hoping, and
so were we. But a double for McGuire, now the tying run to the plate. We've got a 2-run ball game, and McGuire gets aboard. Sometimes when he's struggling, I like to see McGuire get some line drives, start to get that swing back.
Well, I'm never going to complain when any hitter hits line drives.
Swing and a miss. Ray Langford hit at the time what was a game-tying home run. That was back in the 4th, and he really crushed it. That was his 19th home run. Ooh, there's a called strike at the letters, and Ray Langford didn't like it at all.
Greg Bonet a little late in calling the pitch, and now he just gets tossed. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Here comes Latch and LaRussa. That ball appeared from upstairs to be pretty high. That's what Ray Lankford thought. Greg Benet says he's gone. I'm not going to take that, Benet says. He's out of the game.
You know, Whitey Herzog's up here doing a promotion with National League umpire Bruce Stroman, who lives here and is on vacation. And it's kind of a scenario where they said bring a lot of fans and to see have them have mocked arguments for prizes. I think Greg Benet was trying to enter himself into that contest.
While they're still arguing, take a look at that pitch. See what you think. See if Lankford has a beef. So 1-1 pitch. That's a pretty good pitch.
Well, that's a strike, but I mean
that's a pretty good pitch.
But I mean, since when can't you come back and just question? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's all Ray did.
And he turned back. The mask came up. And adios. Now the action live. This is live. Still at the plate. Benet still talking it over. Cardinal Brass and Ray Lankford.
Yeah, umpires have a responsibility to try and keep star players in a game. And at least I haven't seen Ray get upset, have we?
I don't believe so.
Randy Marsh right there in your picture. He's the crew chief. And, you know, I mean, Ray still looks like he's, you know, very calm. And
I thought I saw him say I didn't call him anything.
And now
we've been told all the way from Little League on that you can't argue balls and strikes.
Well, this, you know.
Randy Marsh is kind of laying it on the line to Lankford.
Well, you know, because Ray kind of threw the helmet out, you know, so I mean, he's trying to, you know, don't complicate it. Oh, man.
I think Lankford's getting his money's worth now.
Well, they want to control the game, but, you know.
Owen Latch is getting his money's worth. We may all go home before this one's over. Latch is gone. Here comes Dave Parker.
He's going to get Ray out of there.
Yeah, that's what Dave's been around. He's seen it all, hasn't he, Al? Don't want to get any suspensions. You're lost for 4 innings. Don't be lost for 4 days.
Of course, Latch managed right here in Milwaukee, so, you know, he's reminding the fans who he is.
Latch is all over Randy Marsh. Randy Marsh taking the heat off Greg Benet. Benet starting to write. All right, that's it. I'm writing guys up now. Oh, you don't. Hey, I got the pen out. You don't believe me? I'm writing it down. Now it's written down. I'm writing a note, and I'm showing it to the league office, and you guys are all in trouble. I'm telling you. That's it. I'm telling Dad. All because Ray argued what from the naked eye looked high from up here to me, Al, but in retrospect that is a beautiful pitch.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ray is wrong in arguing that pitch, but I mean, you know, Ray Lankford I don't think deserves to be, you know, usually if someone says a couple magic words they know they did it and walk off.
I thought I saw Ray say I didn't call him anything.
Right. And I think and he still looked like he kept his wits about himself.
Now Tony's going to get a little bit from Randy Marsh.
This ball club's frustrated, but
I have a feeling you may see some of this on Fox News prime time coming up after the game if we can ever get through this inning. Langford's gone. Latch is gone.
Dave McKay moves from first base coaching box to third base coaching box, and Carney Lansford will move over to the first base box.
Willie McGee will inherit a 1-2 count from Langford and go into play center field. There's Dave McKay in the third base box. Okay, I'm writing this down too. And I don't like the way you're wearing your socks either. Phil Garner, I think, is wondering, Al, how is this going to affect my kid pitcher?
Well, that's what should be a major concern. You know, it's when they catch 22. Oftentimes, another manager will come over there and try and speed up the argument, saying, "Hey, we got a game going on. My pitcher's out there," and then he ends up getting tossed.
Langford tossed out here in the 6th. And Willie McGee inherits his 1-ball, 2-strike count. In case you'd forgotten, Mark McGuire's at second base. He had a 1-out double. 2-2. McGuire missed a home run by about a foot and a half. I don't know how big that little screen is on top of the wall. 18 inches, maybe 2 feet. Swing and a miss. He struck him out for the second out of the inning, and strikeout number 8 for Woodard.
And it goes against Langford.
Now Marrero with 2 away and a runner on at second base. Eli's 0 for 2. As you would expect with a free swinger who's learning the game at the big league level. His off-speed deliveries get him bollocksed up a little bit.
It's that fine line of being aggressive in the strike zone and not knowing the strike zone and being too aggressive.
Almost got fooled, but did not go around. 2-0. Willie McGee will go in and play center field in the bottom of this inning. Three and 0 to Marrero. What has this long rest done to Darren Oliver?
That's a good point. At least Woodard can move around out there, can play catch. Oliver has to sit there.
Three balls, no strikes. McKay giving the signs to Marrero. Dave usually takes in the signs. Now he's giving them out. Eli checks the signs. Now he's ready. And the pitch from Woodard, ball 4. He walked him on 4 pitches. Now can the Cardinals turn a negative into a positive? It'll be up to John Mabry to do so.
Yeah, the take was on right there, and that's why McKay was trying to get the attention of Marrero.
McGuire at second, Marrero at first, and John Mabry.
Now Don Rowe, the Brewers pitching coach, is going to come out and talk to his young hurdler. He got the bullpen active.
We look out there.
Eric Plunk out there, recently acquired in the Doug Jones trade with Cleveland.
Now we're ready to go. Mabry's 0 for 2, hitting .257. Tying runs are on. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Mabry was trying to take the lead with one swing of the bat. Woodard gets ahead. Fly ball. Tried to go the other way. Good idea, but well foul. And now Mabry's in a hole, 0-2.
Well, Woodard's used his changeup very effectively tonight also.
0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. He lost the bat. Well, we were saying gone earlier. Gant hit a ball out, gone. Langford hit a ball out, gone. But in this inning, Ray Langford himself gone. Rene Lachemann himself gone. Brewers lead 5-3.
Both cars fueling out the door.
Feel the heat radiating out of your skin.
It's nasty hot.
We asked some of the hottest guys in the pits to switch antiperspirants.
Ultra dry degree, body heat activated.
Wow, I've never seen this before.
When your body heat rises, Degree Ultra Dry's powerful new form releases extra protection when you need it most.
This is one of the few products that can keep up with me.
It kept me dry, ultra dry.
Worked better than my old stick.
New Degree Ultra Dry. Now more than ever, your body heat turns it on.
The proof is in the pits.
Select road. Validating tires.
What kind of road can you drive on with BF Goodrich tires?
Approved. Enjoy.
Any road you choose. BF Goodrich tires. Take control.
Summer means clearance at your Chrysler and Plymouth dealer. Clearance means big factory authorized cash back. Get $1,000 cash back on Chrysler Sebring Coupe and get low lease rates on Sebring Convertible. Clearance means bigger cash back. Get $1,500 cash back on Chrysler Cirrus, ranked best entry midsize car in initial quality by J.D. Power and Associates. Or get $1,500 cash back on Plymouth Neon. Summer means clearance. Clearance means savings at your Chrysler and Plymouth dealer.
Good-looking crowd at the ballpark. County Stadium, nice crowd. They had 27,000 sold before the game and had a big walk-up expected and delivered here to see the Mark McGwire traveling home run show. They almost saw one. Now we go into the bottom of the 6th inning as you get a look at this crowd. Cardinals will get a couple more visits here, and then in the year 2000 they'll be across the parking lot.
Come back here in September, won't we?
Yes, I need a couple of more visits. I need a couple more visits. There's one. Line shot up the middle, and Pat Kelly makes the catch.
But I find myself still trying to think we're in interleague play.
Mike Matheny, residing in Weldon Springs, Missouri. Strike one. Oliver gets ahead. He's angry, stalking up there. Has he got rabies? What is that?
Bernie the Brewer.
Did his
after a home run, you know,
did his yeast shipment not come in?
Yeah,
Has his barley and hops gone sour? He's upset. That strobe light has driven him insane.
He's a flasher.
He's gone crazy up there. Now we got another beach ball out there. Okay, Milwaukee fans, this was fun about 20 years ago. All right, if you're going to get a new ballpark, you got to act right. Next thing you know, somebody will be streaking. We've had enough delays. Way outside. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Take a look at our U.S. Postal Service out-of-town scores. Giants win. Montreal on top of the Padres. The Giants like that. Florida leads Houston. Are they beatable? Colorado beats Pittsburgh in the 7th. Dodgers on top. Arizona leading the Cubbies. This is Steve Woodard. By the way, that was Aaron Oliver's first strikeout. Is that what you have, Al?
Yep.
To the left side. Waving the flag of surrender. Tatis sees it go by.
Mandatory on Fox Sports Midwest to show the first strikeout of every Cardinal pitcher.
Sometimes you have to wait longer than others.
Yep, there it is.
So Woodard tries to keep it going for himself, and Vigna stands in 1 for 3. McGuire playing behind Woodard. Called strike. Vigna's doubled and scored in this game. Off speed, base hit. McGee tracks it down. Woodard holds up at second.
Based on this outing here, Oliver has trouble closing out and putting away left-handed batters. And now Tony just told Marrero to go out and talk to him. Give the bullpen a little more time.
Oliver's thrown a lot of pitches.
107. Curtis King is out in the bullpen. This is just a delaying tactic here.
Oliver retired the first 2 of the inning, but he couldn't get the pitcher. And he couldn't get Vigna.
And now Tony will come out and delay a little bit further. I didn't make all my points a minute ago. There was something else I thought of, and it's now that I want to make a double switch.
If you've got a list going, Greg, I got something for your list.
Tom Lampkin's going to go out to play right field. Remember, Bryant Jordan's got a little stomach virus, so he was scratched from the game today, and apparently not feeling any better.
We'll take a break, set the lineup, set the pitching for you, and hopefully see Curtis King get out of the inning.
Do you know the difference between a restaurant and a workaround? A workaround is a place where you work your way through the line, work to see the menu, work to carry your tray and fill your drink, work to balance your tray and drink when you get your condiments, work to find a place to sit, and then work to clean your own table. Thank you so much. At Steak and Shake, we're a restaurant. You sit while I do the work.
Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers.
Hello? Can't get there in time? Dial *69 to get the call back.
Your turn.
It's only 50 cents per use.
Where is he?
Been to your nearby Dobbs Auto Center lately? If not, now's the time, because everything is coming down for their anniversary sale. For example, Michelin XW4s are as low as $49.95. Buy any set of Ford tires and get $22 in Dobbs dollars, good for credit towards any future purchase through February. And air conditioning maintenance is just $38.22 plus free on right now. Don't wait too long. Sale ends August 29th. Okay, put me down. No, down. No, down, put me down. No.
Well, more discussions at County Stadium. If you're a bottom line type person, the bottom line is you go back to that third inning, and it was huge. As Cirillo put one through the wickets. Jaha doubled, and then Burnett got the base hit. Guerrero was up in front of the plate. Couldn't get the runner, couldn't come back and get him, and that was a big inning. And that error by Tatis sort of opened the floodgates. And despite the fact that Burnett hit the 2-run homer, I still think the difference was the shabby play in that third inning out.
Well, sure, there's 3 unearned runs there, but as a pitcher, you still have to battle back and not complicate it. I just would have sent one home. There's Lampkin, your new right fielder. Curtis King will take over on the mound.
Lampkin hits in the 8th spot. King will be hitting in the 6th slot as John Mabry comes out of the game. And with 2 away, Curtis King faces Mark Loretta. Loretta 1 for 3, and he was picked off when he got him with that base hit, and King throws him ball 1. Curtis 2-0 in the year, 3.69 ERA. Like many of the Cardinal relievers, walks have done him in. Fly ball, but that'll go foul. 1-1.
Curtis has not been charged with a run allowed in 5 games since his recall on July 22nd from Memphis. And the whole aspect of his success is his control, pitching ahead of the count.
Past Tatis, he just got a glove on it. They'll try and score the run. Woodard makes it home without a throw. Loretta singles off the glove of Fernando Tatis. And it's 6-3.
Well, the pitcher got the base hit here, and I told you that Loretta just outstanding with runners in scoring position this year. Off the glove, Tatis goes to his left.
That was a heck of an effort by Tatis. You can't blame him on that one.
Loretta leads the National League with a .390 average with runners or men on base and .400 with runners in scoring position. He added to that.
That was his 39th RBI, and this is Cirillo, and he can really do some damage. But King gets ahead, strike 1. Take a look at our numbers on our BF Goodrich in the groove, and we told you earlier, the middle guys in the order have been doing the damage. That's the way it's supposed to work. So Woodard's 2-out base hit. He really turns out to help himself with that.
Opportunistic type ball club. And really one of the benchmarks for relief pitchers is that first batter they face.
Cirillo just got a piece of it. There have been runners on first and second base all 6 innings for Milwaukee. So first Darren Oliver, and now Curtis King having to pitch out of jams. Well, it's never easy in the big leagues. And oftentimes when things are going bad, teams look at you like you're a wounded animal and really go for the throat.
Well, the good ones do.
Yep. King's ahead of Cirillo, 0-2. 2 away in the pitch. Missed outside, 1-2. After the first 2 are out, Woodard got the ground single. Then Vini dunked the base hit in. Then Loretta singled off Tatis's glove. Up the middle. Kelly to Ordaz, and the Cardinals get out of the inning. But not before another run scores. 10 hits now for the Brewers, and it's 6-3 Milwaukee.
Can you become an investment banker in 24 hours?
Oh, sure. Southwestern Bill Yellow Pages. I need a suit. I need an attaché case.
Is this for yourself?
This is for myself.
Okay.
I got 24 hours to be an investment banker, and I need a new pair of investment banker shoes.
Investment banker shoes?
Yeah, clothing.
What size do you wear?
Portly. Yes, we'll take the whole building. How long is my hair? 2 feet. It's all gone now. Say goodbye.
Southwestern Bell Yellow Pages. If you can't do with this, maybe it can't be done.
Today, the mortgage was covered and the college fund grew. But if you were gone tomorrow, would your dreams live on? You need term life insurance for parents, direct from John Hancock. Whether you need life insurance or just need more, it helps protect your family should the unexpected become reality. It's only $6.67 per month, and it's your responsibility. You can apply right over the phone. It's fast and easy, and there's no pressure, just answers. Call now, toll-free, 888-588-7734. Or ask for a free term life kit that has the information you need. Term life insurance for parents, a new way to buy, direct from John Hancock. It protects your children, for they are the promise of tomorrow.
This is Fox Sports Midwest.
What's on tap? Maybe a trip to the Haberdasher, or if you want to talk TV, Cardinals and the Brewers tomorrow at 7 right here on Fox Sports Midwest, thanks to our friends from Auto Tire. Look at all the lids out here in Milwaukee.
It's an old right-handed relief pitcher.
I think you're right. I think I have his card, his baseball card. Fernando Tatis stands in and takes a strike. Fernando 0 for 10 as a Cardinal. Like to get things going. He was hitting .270 over in the American League. Big swing, base hit. I think they'll call that a hit, Al, past Cirillo.
I'll wait. It was hit hard.
I haven't written it down either. I think they'll call it a hit.
And they have. It was hit hard and right off the.
So Fernando's
of the glove.
Tatis is off the schneid. We're happy for him, aren't we?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're making a pitching change. That's how happy we are.
Tatis has run him out of the yard. How about Fernando? He runs Woodard out of the game. Garner's going to go to the pen. We'll tell you about it in a minute.
Needs a little work. We've never really had that big of a house before. Bathtub. So there's going to be a lot going on my Discover card. Fireplace. I love just the idea of surrounding myself with all my friends and family and that people can just drop by. Pool table. Discover card cashback bonus award. It's like a gift that you can do whatever you want with and not even feel guilty. Come find my house.
It pays to Discover. To apply, call 1-800-IT-PAYS-TO. Accepted where you see the Novus sign.
Baseball fans, hit a home run at Auto Tire. With our exclusive bottom line price and lowest price promise, you'll never get beaned with extra charges. Auto Tire covers all the bases and saves you more with Kelly tires. Kelly delivers the same quality and warranties as the biggest names for about 20% less. That could mean $50 to $80 per set. See the Auto Tire team for complete car care, like lifetime brakes, $69.90 per axle, and an oil change, $17.95. At Auto Tire, we'll win you with great prices. We'll keep you with great service.
When you ship with Priority Mail, it's a great way to save money. But what about other parts of the world? There's Global Priority Mail. And here's the best part. Give us a few days more, and you can save up to 70% over FedEx or UPS. So, what's your global priority? Try Global Priority Mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
That young man is in line for a win for the Milwaukee Brewers, and if he can get it, it'll be his 9th win of the year. And one of the gentlemen that's going to try and help get him that win is Mike Myers.
Well, Mike Myers, everyone remembers him back in St. Louis last week. He came in and faced Roy Langford, first a grand slam, and then Mark McGwire hit number 45 off him. He came out of that game. But if you can see by those numbers, he's been awfully good this season. He leads the league with 18 holds. His 2.08 ERA ranks 8th among National League relievers. Scrap Iron has a pretty good bullpen, so usually when they have a lead in the late innings, they can hold on to it.
Now Gary Gaetti is going to pinch hit for Tom Lampkin. So this is going to get pretty interesting defensively.
Gary's going to be out there in right field.
Like I said,
just keep him off the mound. Protect that ERA.
That's right. At this point in the season, protect your stats. First pitch, swing and a miss.
Gary was trying to go to the opposite field, or the right field.
Tatis back easily.
Might have been called right there because I'm not sure if a hit and run was going to be on.
Gary hitting .263. He's 1 for 6 as a pinch hitter. Way behind that one.
Well, now he's trying to go to right field.
He sure is.
You have to wait on the ball a little bit. And boy, Gary, throughout his career, he would just have so many hitting lanes open on the right side. And he can drive a ball in bag practice. When he wants to take that ball to right, he can drive it and hit it out of the park.
Big hole over there now. Thought about it again. Takes the ball. Not a bad season for the veteran. Playing time is getting more and more sparse. Cardinals go through some changes here in '98. Fouled it off, but that one got in on his fist.
This is also an opportunity to see how Gary Gaetti, how he can perform as a part-time player. Can he keep himself ready? Can he have this role to come off the bench, play different positions? Gary would like to continue his playing days, and based on his defense, well, there's no reason why he should shut it down.
He played first and third, and apparently right field. I think we're going to find out.
He can play right and play left. And we know he can pitch.
To the left side, Cirillo. Vigna on to first. Safe, and what a job by Tatis. Did he take Vigna out or what?
Well, that's a good way to endear yourself to your new teammates, is just be hustling and going right after guys. There it is. Wasn't hit really hard, so it allows Tatis with his good speed to get right on top of Vigna. There he goes right after him. It's clean. And I think Gary was out at first base, but the Cardinals got the call.
Luis Ordaz will stand in. 0 for 2. He was a strikeout victim his last time up. Gaetti on at first. Cardinals down 6-3. Ordaz with a big hack, and he's in the hole 0-2. Gaetti at first. the pitch to the right side. Vigna will get the lead man on to first, too late. So Ordaz exchanges for Gaetti, and now there's 2 away. Hey, don't forget, on Sunday the 16th, it's Formula One racing. The race for the points title heats up as the season winds down. The Schumacher-Hakkinen battle rolls into Budapest. That's exactly where you knew it would be, isn't it? The Hungarian Grand Prix, 4 o'clock on Sunday, Fox Sports Midwest. That's Sunday the 16th. You knew that battle would end up in Budapest, didn't you?
I'm going over there to do the color.
You're a hero, aren't you?
Yeah.
I thought so. Well, this game, I was going to say it slowed to a halt, but we were already there. I think we're actually going backward in time. Myers is out. We'll tell you what we've got for you in a moment.
Hey kids, want to sit in the Cardinals broadcast booth before a game and see what it's like to call the action on the field?
And the center field.
Well, Fox Sports Midwest and Pizza Hut want to give you a chance to be a Cardinal Kidcaster.
Get a grand slam.
Just order Pizza Hut delivery or visit your local Pizza Hut for an entry form. Who knows? You could be the next great sportscaster.
You gotta send them home now.
Cardinals Kidcaster is brought to you by Pizza Hut, the Cardinals, and Fox Sports Midwest. Hurry, your fans are waiting.
It's time for the Southwest Airlines Family of the Game. Hello, everybody. I'm Todd Thomas of Team Fredbird, and have I got a deal for you. You and your family could enjoy watching a Cardinal game from the Southwest Airlines Skybox. Free food and beverages, a visit from Fredbird, an opportunity to win some fantastic prizes, and be seen on the Diamond Vision. To enter, simply mail a postcard with your name, address, and phone number to Family of the Game, P.O. Box 771192, St. Louis, Missouri 63177.
The wheels are turning. I know sometimes it seems like they're turning in, well, almost imperceptible ways, but believe me, the wheels are turning. And Scrap Iron's going to go to the bullpen, and he brings in Eric Plunk.
Now this is Eric's 6th game with his new ball club. He's only allowed 1 hit so far in 6 innings pitched. He was with Cleveland before, 37 appearances, 3-1 record, 4.83 ERA, but he is an outstanding setup man. And does a good job of holding runners, inherited runners, keeping them from scoring.
Tony La Russa. Well, the skipper's got all kinds of problems, Al. Top of the order, he's getting some guys on. But when he's struggling with the bottom half of the order to score any runs, to get any offense at all. Injuries, can't get a full lineup out there. It has really been tough, and despite all that, the Cardinals went tooth and nail with the Atlanta Braves over the weekend. And Pat Kelly will get an opportunity with 2 away. And he'll take on Eric Plunk.
Well, that's what you got to do. You got to get 2 more guys before we can get the big guy up. Kelly 1 for 2 in the night and a walk. Stole a base, scored a run, was caught once.
Average at 268. Throw over, no tag. That's Luis Ordaz over there.
Don't get too far.
Plunk's been around for a while. First made the big leagues in 1986. Here's a called strike.
Ordaz has a big lead, and a big, tall, lanky guy like Plunk, oftentimes slow to the plate, but trailing by 3, I'm just going to ill afford to get picked off.
Closer. Ordaz does not have a stolen base with the big club. One and one. We're in the 7th. The Cardinals only have 5 hits. The home run ball has scored them 3 runs on those 5 hits. Ordaz is running, had a good jump, and it's fouled off by Kelly.
Yeah, if you pick it and get that good jump, you should be safe. But that's part of the thing. You know, you want to be aggressive. You don't want a young player to feel like he can't make a mistake. Their time and places, you know.
Yeah, that was a good jump.
Yeah.
Kelly had to swing with 2 strikes. See how we do it again. Not going. Line drive, base hit. Kelly's second hit of the night. Ordaz makes the turn and holds up. That ball died in the County Stadium grass. So Pat Kelly doing a nice job tonight. He's on again, on for the 3rd time.
Left fielder, Ron Gaines.
See Kelly just showing his good natural talents. It's a good piece of hitting right there. Just like what he does. You know, he understands what his strengths are and maximizes those and tries to avoid his weaknesses.
Ron Gantz 1 for 2. He's walked. He's stolen a base. He's hit a 2-run home. Ball 1. I fear putting the jinx on Ron Gant by saying he's the tying run with 2 outs. Ordaz at second. Kelly at first. Decent speed out there. Ball 2. Plunk wouldn't, would he?
Well, the presence of Big Mac right there does funny things to pitchers. Sometimes they'll concentrate on so much, and the fact of saying, well, I can ill afford to walk somebody, that they pitch them too fine.
Swing and a miss. Heat on heat. Two and one. I wonder if Plump was thinking that very thing. I can't fool around. I got to go get this guy.
Well, that's why it is so important to have somebody hitting in front of McGuire and also the protection behind him.
Two-one pitch. Fouled back 2-2.
Ronnie was geared for the fastball there. He got it.
Just missed.
Doesn't mean you're always going to connect to it.
This should be interesting.
And the only thing you say is, another reason why you want to look fastball is because, you know, what is the pitcher guy can locate the best? Is his fastball. You throw a breaking ball, you know, if he throws a good one, it's never a strike. So you're saying, if you go up there looking for a curveball and you say, okay, the pitcher wants to throw his good one, it's not a strike. So you're looking for something that you can't do anything, or you just pound it to the ground.
2 on, 2 out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Eric Plunk is set. Here's the pitch. Ring him up. Gant was frozen. Plunk gets out of the jam, and Milwaukee leads 6-3.
Just for Men presents this Fox Sports News Sports Break.
I'm Lauren Sanchez of Fox Sports News with this sports break. Benches emptied for the second straight game between the Giants and the Phillies. This time, there were no ejections. And in first-round action at the Des Moines Open in Toronto, Scott Draper took out American Jim Courier in 3 sets. News, scores, and highlights nightly on Fox Sports News right here on your Fox Sports Net cable channel.
Want to color your gray beard or mustache and get a natural look? It's easy with Just for Men Gel.
You look so natural, no one can tell. With Just for Men Gel, no one can tell. With Just for Men Gel.
It's not regular hair coloring, It's specially made to penetrate that coarse, hard-to-color gray. Simply brush in and in 5 minutes, rinse. Now gray is gone, matched up to the rest of your hair.
You look so natural, no one can tell. Just for men gel.
Got your Bud Light, you can't hit my friend. Let's go. I'm thirsty.
For the great taste that will fill you up and never let you down.
Looks like you're buying.
Make it a Bud Light.
Coach is calling for the Heat.
Welcome back to County Stadium in Milwaukee. Back in the 5th inning, Jeremy Burnett's 2 outs, and he hits a drive down in the left field corner. It's his 26th home run. 2 RBIs, giving him 90. And that's where we are right now. It's a 6-3 ball game. And that was our Discover Card playback. Bottom of the 7th, Brewers lead the Cardinals 6-3. Curtis King in relief of Darren Oliver, pitching his first full inning. He closed out the 6th inning. Gary Gaetti stays in the game. He pinch hit for Lampton. He stays in the game to play right field. Curtis breaking ball. Count 1 and 2 to Jaha. Jaha is troublesome for Darren Oliver. He walked him in the 1st. A double and RBI in the 3rd, and another walk and scores in the 5th. Sometimes, Bob Ramsey, you get the feeling that the Cardinals trail by 1, such as yesterday. It seems like it's insurmountable. And then here tonight, Tony La Russa's ball club trails 6-3. Had the home run ball, but ball up the middle, and Ordaz, he can throw some leather at you and makes just a great strong throwing arm.
He really does have a nice arm. 1 away.
Right fielder, Jeremy Burnett.
Burnett will stand in. He did some big damage back in the 5th with a 2-run homer. He also drove a run in the 3rd. 3 RBIs tonight for Burnett. And he takes a strike. Gary Gaetti's in right field. One and 1.
Fastball away is what hit the home run, but a little different. Sinking fastball there from King. Stayed down and not up out over the plate, such as his home run that he hit off of Darren Oliver.
Called strike on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fly ball left center field, pretty well hit, and it hung up in that breeze a little bit. Didn't carry very much, and Ron Gant was right there. Looked like he'd hit it harder than that, but right into the breeze and didn't have enough on it.
Sometimes as an outfielder you can look in and really watch where the placement of the ball and bat make contact. If it's off the end, you know it's not going to carry. If it's in on the handle, just didn't have that sound, that crisp sound that you say, well, he hit it on the sweet spot.
Grissom takes the ball. Marquise is 0 for 3.
Well, Marquise told me he wasn't swinging the bat well. As his teammates have banged out 10 hits, he's looking for his first. So the ball just moves when King throws it. You know, he gets himself in trouble sometime with his command just because the ball just has so much movement and life to it.
He's fallen behind Marquise Grissom. 2 balls, no strikes. Ball 3. No sense getting yourself in trouble here. Better go back and get Grissom, but he can't. He walks him on 4 pitches. That's not what you wanted to do. 2 outs or not. Jackson's 1 for 3. Hit that bomb against the Cardinals last week at Busch Stadium. Marquise Grissom's only stolen 7 bases this year. That's probably a surprise to you. Line drive right back to Curtis King. You see your life flash in front of your eyes as that ball comes back at you. It was faster than you threw it. But Curtis gets the leather on it.
Guess what? Susie Fetterman got sick, so I don't have to be the dumb dinosaur. I get to be the peacock.
Great. Peacock.
Want to get away? Southwest has your ticket to freedom. For only $99 or less, you can fly anywhere Southwest flies when you purchase by August 13th.
You are now free to move about the country.
Summer means clearance at your Chrysler and Plymouth dealer. Clearance means low finance rates. Now get 1.9 APR on all Chrysler and Plymouth minivans. Clearance means America's lowest priced minivan, Plymouth Voyager, costs even less. Clearance means big factory authorized cash back. Get $1,500 cash back on Plymouth Grand Voyager and Chrysler Town & Country LXI. Summer means clearance. Clearance means savings at your Chrysler and Plymouth dealer.
The ultimate Derek Jeter dream date. First you call a girl. Tell her that you're preparing a perfect candlelight dinner for her. I throw in some R&B. I can't cook, so order some food. Tell them to give me the works and put her on my Discover card. Splash on a little cologne. Throw on your apron. The Discover card cashback bonus is the icing on the cake. And what else would she want to do but to watch highlights of us winning the World Series in 1996?
It pays to Discover. To apply, call 1-800-IT-PAYS-TO. Accepted where you see the Novus sign.
Nobody does it like you.
A revolving brush or 5 rotating brushes, a manual hand tool or 1 powered with 2 more brushes. The choice is easy.
Nobody
Steam Vac Ultra.
does it like you.
Southwestern Bell Trivia, who's hit the longest homer at County Stadium since, let's arbitrarily pick a year, 87? No. Now, I would have said at the year written on there, I would have said Joe Bill Adcock, who played for the Braves. And, you know, Adcock had tremendous power, Louisiana boy. In fact, he's one of the answers to one of my all-time favorite trivia questions about home runs and distance as McGuire stands in 1 for 3. McGuire just missed a home run his last at-bat. And Plunk gets ahead with a strike. The old Polo Grounds in New York, you know, they had that area deep in center field. It seemed like a mile away. I think the players used to go out there and the clubhouses were there and they'd walk up those steps. 0-1 pitch. Now it's 0-2. Only 3 players ever hit it. Home runs out of the Polo Grounds to dead center.
Adcock was 1.
Joe Bill Adcock was 1. McGuire stays alive. Henry Aaron was 1.
And Lou Brock hit 1.
And Lou Brock was the 3rd. That's the one that's old timers know Adcock and possibly guess that, but people don't realize how much power Brock had. No balls, 2 strikes, but that wasn't County Stadium or anybody here, so really doesn't apply at all. 1-2.
Well, Eric Plunk going with a 3-run lead, going right after Mack, and that's the way it should be. Messing around, you know, you run the risk of giving up a big inning.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Second strikeout for Plunk. Second strikeout of the night for McGuire.
And McGuire just not in a comfort zone, swinging at pitches that we rarely see him go after.
Didn't have good balance. Was all stretched out. That wasn't a McGuire swing.
Yeah, and I think that if we would have saw it from a different angle, you'd see that that ball was off the plate.
Here's Willie McGee. Willie came in when Ray Langford got thrown out of the game. This will count as Willie's first official at bat. Here's that last swing.
Yeah, let's see. Got a little loop in it, but he's got that good fastball, and if he keeps it away from him, remember it's set up by several pitches in on it.
Willie hitting .271 on the year. Bloops one into shallow right field. That will drop for a base hit. Willie can nickel and dime you to death. He drops that one in.
Well, Willie returns here to County Stadium, where he was a star in the '82 World Series.
He sure was.
Just drops a little bat head on it. Look there. Out in front, kept his hands back a little bit, and then guided the ball.
Perfect illustration of what you talk about when you say gear for the fastball, then you can adjust. That was a perfect example of that adjustment you're talking about. Marrero as a throw over to McGee. Willie's back. Eli's 0 for 2 with a walk. McGee stolen 5 bases, swing and a miss. I don't think Marrero was ready for that kind of heat from Plunk.
I think he was.
Think he was ready for that?
Yep.
He was standing straight up. I don't know.
He had a good rip at it. Fouled it straight back.
To the left side. Second for 1. Vigna to first. Got them both. McGee went after Vigna pretty good. Well, the double play erases the hit and gets him out of the inning. McGee goes after Vigna. Brewers are on top.
Can I get the Edge pizza?
Sure. Here you go.
This isn't the Edge pizza. The Edge pizza is the pinnacle of pizza taste. Fresh toppings serenaded by Italian herbs, a sprinkle of Parmesan and Romano cheeses. Savory sauce that sings with scintillation. The Edge pizza takes taste to the edge and beyond.
Oh, that Edge pizza.
Try our St. Louis style Edge pizza.
Hi, I'm Dick Clark, and now everyone can enjoy the freedom of the new ISIS cellular phone from Philips thanks to prepaid cellular.
Introducing prepaid cellular from Worldwide Direct. With prepaid cellular phone cards, there's no monthly bills.
Take the phone just in case.
Thank you.
And no contract, no credit check, and no deposit. Got car trouble?
My car's broken down. Can you come and help?
Help is just a call away. So forget those outrageous phone bills. With prepaid cellular phone cards, buying airtime is easy. Order from home and the phone arrives at your door ready to use. Get the Philips ISIS prepaid cellular phone. A $199 value, now just 3 easy payments of $33. And there's no contract, no credit check, no deposit, and no monthly bills.
So pick up the phone, America. It's for you.
Now, for only 3 payments of $33, you're guaranteed cellular service regardless of your credit history. Call 1-800-841-1237. Pick up the phone, America. It's for you.
You're watching Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest.
Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you in part by Bud Light. With a great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. By Southwestern Bell, go wireless with someone you know. And by Southwest Airlines, with fares so low you have the freedom to go places. Fly Southwest. Bottom of the 8th inning. John Frascatore on for the Cardinals. Frascatore's put in some good work of late, Al.
Well, you know, the one thing about Frascatore is he's just very, very durable. This is his 51st appearance, 1-3 on the season. ERA declining. Made the staff high 50 appearance. Tops the bullpenners with 70 innings pitched. And 18 of his 50 outings have been 2 innings or more.
Around the top of your screen is Brian Bartow, Cardinals Media Relations Director. As Mike Matheny stands in. 0 for 3 on the evening. Frascatore's first pitch is a called strike. Frass is 1-3, 4.37 earned run average. 1-1. That'll get out of play. Frascatore ahead. Eric Plunk is due up. Dave Nilsson is warming up in the on-deck circle, so see some more moves apparently from the Milwaukee Brewers. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Way up high and tight, and ball 2.
No pitcher really wants to purposely hit a guy in the face, and that's what happened to Matheny earlier this year. Took one right in the face, and it was a very nasty situation, and yet the next day he was back there behind the plate.
And he comes back and hits a line drive base hit off Frascatore. Gets away from McGee. Matheny goes on to second base. That'll be a single and an error. Another run in scoring position and more shabby defensive play from the Cardinals.
And Willie, who tried to take out Vigna the last play on the double play. Here's first the pitch. Just right out over the plate. Kind of banged up and felt a little bit sore, but never really got over in position. And that ball kind of handcuffed him. Gary Gaetti. We're just trying to get Gary Gaetti to get into the action.
Yeah.
He's our right fielder. 3 runs is tough enough when you only have the 3 outs to go.
Back to Frascatore. First pitch swinging is Nilsson, and he's out 1-3. So the Cardinals catch a little break there and back around at the top of the order for Vigna. Frascatore's had some problems fielding his position in the past and this season. Last couple comebackers that have been to him, he's handled nicely. This is Vigna, 2 for 4. Singled and doubled, scored a run. Hitting .302 as he stands in. Tried to go the other way, just missed. 1-1. Brewers are only 1 game over 500, 11 games behind the Astros, but they're only 6.5 behind the Cubs in the wild card race. They're trying to win every game. Fouled off.
2 games under 500 at home.
Garner would love to get into postseason play. First year in the National League. 2 strikes to Vigna. Well hit, but foul. Up the middle. Ordaz can't get there. Base hit. Will they try and score? Matheny? No. McGee comes charging in. Quick throw, but it gets right between the legs of Marrero. Matheny was going back to the bag. He couldn't advance, but Vigna is able to walk down to second base for an error. I'm not sure who they'll give that error to, Al. It went right between the legs of Marrero.
Well, Frascatore, we know the one thing, Frascatore was not backing up the play. It would not have made a difference where they hold up. Matheny right there, he dives back into the third base bag. But here's Marrero. and a fine defensive catcher, but he really has not shown that on a couple plays tonight. That ball had a little steam on it, but you gotta, you know, got the chest protector, you gotta knock it down. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that throw.
4 errors tonight by the Cardinals. So I haven't heard up here in the box E2.
I'm going to say E2.
I think you're right. Well, in our books, it'll be E2.
I mean, it was low enough to be cut off, unless that's what maybe fooled Marrero, is he might have been telling McGuire to cut it off, and he may not have been able to hear him.
Yeah. 2 errors in the inning. Tatis has a couple of errors. Line drive. Ordaz with the play. And he'll walk over to second base for an unassisted double play to get Frascatore and the Cardinals out of the inning without any runs scoring. How about that? 6-3 Milwaukee.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to...
I've never seen him so happy.
Marriage is a...
Harvey and I pitched in, got him a case of Bud Light.
Hey, so did I.
Well, that's all he registered for.
And therefore, Kenny, do you take this woman, this is a woman?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
I do.
Make it a Bud Light.
You think she's got a sister?
Baseball fans, hit a home run at Auto Tire. With our exclusive bottom line price and lowest price promise, you'll never get beaned with extra charges. Auto Tire covers all the bases and saves you more with Kelly tires. Kelly delivers the same quality and warranties as the biggest names for about 20% less. That could mean $50 to $80 per set. See the Auto Tire team for complete car care, like lifetime brakes, $69.90 per axle, and an oil change, $17.95. At Auto Tire, we'll win you with great prices. We'll keep you with great service.
Gumballs. Whoa.
The Casino Queen. We know what floats your boat.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pizza!
Our game summary. Mark McGuire was 1 for 4. Just missed a home run by a foot or so. Darren Oliver had some nice things happen for him, but he had some bad things happen, including 4 errors. 2 of them that were costly to him. The Cardinals not very good in the opening of a series. This game summary brought to you by Bud Light, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light. And Phil Gardner's going to go to his closer, Bob Wickman.
It's a save situation, and Wickman picked up save number 17 with a 1-2-3 ninth inning on July 29th in St. Louis. He has converted 17 of 20 saves on the year. A good ERA, a 2.48, appearing in his 52nd ball game. Is .850, 17 of 20 save percentage, ranks 8th in the National League. Where this guy had really been special. Remember, before Todd Jones, before he took over the closer role for Todd Jones, he was a setup guy, and he was just absolutely phenomenal in retiring or shutting down the opposition, and when he had an inherited runner on base. Only 2 of 21 have scored. He doesn't have anybody on base here with Polanco pinch hitting.
Polanco only his 2nd pinch hit appearance for the Cardinals. He's 0 for 1, and he's in the hole 0-1. Due up, Polanco the pinch hitter, Tatis and Gaetti. One and 1. Placido hitting .268. Got a hack off his foot.
Ball, yeah. Franco not getting much playing time since Pat Kelly showed up, and a little bit of shortstop there. But now that Ordaz is here, that's a tough call. You know, you've got a young guy. You want to get him as much playing time. He did start Friday night and was 2 for 4. His first start at shortstop.
1-2 pitch. Stuck the bat out. Big hop. Fernando Vina throws him out. Brings up Fernando Tatis. Fernando ripped one past Jeff Cirillo's glove for his first base hit as a Cardinal. Now 1 for 11 with the Redbirds. Ball 1. Swing and a miss. The ball down and in. Fernando Tatis struck out, grounded out. Singled on the ground, got erased in a fielder's choice. Missed inside again. They checked down, but he did not go, and it's 2-1. Don't forget Fox News coming up after the game. We'll take a look at what the boys at the desk have for you. Wickman to Tatis. Fouled it. It's 2-2. Matt Morris goes tomorrow for the Redbirds.
He's from the shortstop factory. San Pedro de Macorís. Dominican Republic. Wickman from Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Practically a hometown guy. 2-2 pitch. It hit him. Coming up next, as I told you, Fox News, Fox Sports News has a bunch of cool stuff for you. Like the home run chase, McGuire just missed number 46. Will that come back to haunt him? Training camps are in full swing. Steve Sachs scopes all the Fox Sports News. Tatis is aboard. He got drilled by Wickman, and that brings in Gary Gaetti.
Like we could have all the guys on the desk just drill Steve Sachs. Let them all feel with that. It was a breaking ball there. Just didn't break. And hopefully it didn't break his hip.
I think that ground ball that hit him in the chest probably hurt more.
But how about that? Get the guys on the set to just throw BBs at Sachs. Let them show him how to get out of the way on the Fox scope.
So was he good at that?
Getting out of the way?
Yeah. We'll find out, huh?
Yeah, we'll find out. You know, slowed down like the rest of us.
Runner going, fly ball, left field. Has Gaetti done it? The Jackman does it again. Gaetti makes it a one-run game.
Not only that, it's his 15th home run here at this ballpark. Puts him up. He was tied for 14th place. Now he moves all the way to 13th.
Oh, a breaking ball. He got it. And the Jackman, he was just telling me before the game, his number 8 clean shower, Mac Attack, Busch Grand National car is running smooth. He was fired up. And the Jackman off the pit crew puts the Cardinals right back in the ball game and pinch hitting for Ordaz. Off the sick bed, Brian Jordan. Ball 1.
A home run moves into a tie with Hall of Famer Duke Snider and Andre Thornton for a 12th spot. Visiting players here at County Stadium.
Jordan was trying to tie it. 1-1.
Gary, oh boy, he hits well as a right fielder.
It's the 11th home run. He's got 43 RBIs.
343 now in his career.
Jordan fouls it off.
You know what? The first time in the big leagues he hit a home run, and the last time he's seen a pitch in the big leagues he hit a home run. That's remarkable.
Jordan's 1 for 2 as a pinch hitter on the season. Fouls it off, protecting the plate. 1-2. He needs to get on if the Cardinals are going to keep this game going.
Brian, look out there and look at the field and look at all the holes out in right side of the diamond. So if he gets that good slider out away from him, take it that way.
2-2.
Wickman makes a mistake like he did to Gaetti, then that's what you can turn on that breaking ball. And he can hit a bomb.
That was only the 4th home run of the year given up by Wickman. Jordan fouls it to stay alive. 2-2.
Some good sinking action. Got a little piece of it. Ryan didn't start this game. It was a stomach virus. Maybe you can tie it. 2-2 pitch. Could be a sinker.
Fouls it to stay alive. Jordan hanging in there against Wickman. Tough closer for the Brewers. Cardinals have scored 5 runs, all via the home run.
Sinker.
Stays alive.
Good one that Brian's fouling off there. And you got a good sinker. You know, I think a lot of times you can throw that almost exclusive. It's the movement keeps on changing. All of a sudden you throw a hanging slider right here. It will be a hanger though. He's making sure he's not going to hang it, but throwing it right into the dirt and off the plate.
He doesn't. He feels like while the tying run would get aboard, I think that Jordan's one swing could be more dangerous than Kelly's, but you start having negative thoughts. Tap foul. You can't pitch around everybody, and it's back around to the top of the order. You better go after the hitter.
Yeah, I mean, it almost were predictable that they'd come back with another slider there. But once again, you know, you're trying to trick people with another slider.
To the left side foul.
So this is where, you know, a pitcher throws the slider that he really wants to throw. It's a ball. But in this situation, then you get a potential tying run is reach his base. So so now you're asking a guy to go out there and throw a pitch that he can't throw for a strike.
The count is full for Jordan. Here's the pitch. Ball game.
It's a ball, but
excuse me, 2 outs, not ball game. Ball game for Jordan. He hung in there. Did he swing at the slider out of the strike zone? Is that what got him?
Yeah, but I mean, it was a good at bat. I mean,
oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, fouls off a lot. But I mean, see, here you are. You're throwing down and away off the plate, and yet you got to protect it.
You can't take that pitch.
No, you can't take it, and yet, you know, if you got the guts to take it, you're on first base. But it looks too good.
Now Pat Kelly is the last chance, and now we've got more discussions.
Well, I think that, you know, Tony's scorecard is correct, but I think the umpire is kind of questioning something, you know. At least the way we've got it down, that Pat Kelly should be hitting right now. And I think that's what Greg Bonet was just checking with, just to make sure somebody was not hitting out of order.
Been taking more notes tonight than the court secretary. Writing up guys left and right, kind of like Barney Fife. Kelly's had a nice night out. A couple of hits, a walk. He's going to try and reach base one more time to give the Cardinals a chance. Strike one. Into center field, but Grissom is right there, and now I can say ball game. 6-5. Brewers beat the Cardinals out, and the Redbirds, despite 3 home runs, had kind of a rough night.
Well, it's at times you look at the ball club, and sometimes you think that's the only way they're going to score is through the long ball. There's a lot of outs in the lineup, but at least you say this ball club keeps on battling back. It's not having the end results what we like, but as long as you keep on seeing the effort.
Our final score, 6-5. Brewers over the Redbirds. Join us tomorrow night at 7. The Cardinals and the Brewers. You've been watching Cardinal Baseball on Fox Sports Midwest, your regional home of Fox Sports Net. For Al Roboski, I'm Bob Ramsey. Next, it's Fox Sports News Prime Time.
Now, tonight's
His hey was Hall of Fame. Tonight, Chicago and the sports world mourn the passing of another.
Today, he had the city of Chicago.
I couldn't wait to get home and watch the replays, the home runs of Hey, and he was always upbeat.
Williams and Santo were great, but it was Ernie Banks who brought out the best in Jack. Ernie, after all, had 512 career home runs.
I was so saddened when I found out we had lost Jack. I was with him last week at Wrigley Field, and we were sitting there talking about good memories and good times there. And he's gone now, but I learned a lot from him. He was just a wonderful man. He was friendly with everybody.
This past June, Jack Brickhouse was in the broadcast booth for the last time at Wrigley Field, so even the modern-day players got to know him a bit, and through word of mouth, appreciate him.
We're going to miss him. I think, he's a great guy, and hey, everybody got to go the same way.
Jack Brickhouse, the man with a voice for all seasons, silenced at the age of 82. But his voice lives on in our memories. Tonight, we remember Jack. Welcome to this WGN News special. I'm Steve Sanders.
And I'm Allison Payne. 48 hours after his death from heart failure, there's an outpouring of emotion across Chicago and the nation.
Tonight, family, friends, and former co-workers remember Jack and prepare to say goodbye. WGN's Muriel Clare begins our special coverage live from the place that became Jack's second home, Wrigley Field. Good evening, Muriel.
Good evening, Steve. You know, you never know when you're making a memory, and Jack Brickhouse was the stuff of memories and the finest storyteller this side of heaven. And in the 48 hours since he departed this life, friends and strangers alike have stepped up with their own stories. When Jack Brickhouse succumbed to heart failure before dawn Thursday morning, he caught everybody off guard. After collapsing while getting ready for Harry Carey's funeral February 27th, Brickhouse was hospitalized for removal of a cancerous brain tumor. He came through the surgery and left the hospital at the end of April, cancer-free and with the prognosis for a full recovery. A longtime friend recalls the last time he saw Jack at Harry Carey Look-alike Day just last Friday in Chicago.
I sat right next to Jack, and we visited, and he looked, he actually looked weak, but I mean what he's been through, but he was very alert. And they asked him to say a few words, which he did, and made some good comments and a couple of funny things about Harry.
He was 82, a legend, a national treasure, a gentle giant, a wonderful human being. Friends and strangers alike have been eager to share their memories with us. At Chicago's Broadcast Museum, where a picture of the legendary broadcaster is draped in black, passers-by stopped to sign a book of condolence.
And I grew up with Jack Brickhouse, so he was very meaningful to me, and I happened to just be traveling.
Not the least of them from Sun-Times columnist Irv Kupcinet, the man who was paired with Brickhouse for 24 seasons of broadcasting the Chicago Bears games, and Kay Joyce, his secretary for 20 years.
But he was just so interesting when he would call me in for dictation. We would talk for an hour, telling me about boxing and football, and he said, well, we better do some work. Let me tell you another story.
And he often told the story of the broadcasting in New York that there was a famous actress before your time named Tallulah Bankhead, and she was quite a baseball fan, and they put her in the booth with Jack, and Jack had one complaint. Her voice was deeper than his, and he had a lot of trouble identifying himself.
But in truth, an identity crisis is something Jack Brickhouse never knew.
I walked down the street in Chicago with him a lot, and you know, everybody knew Jack Brickhouse. Everybody knew Jack Brickhouse, and he'd always have a good word for everybody.
Finally, imagine growing up listening to your favorite sportscaster, and then when you're all grown up, that sportscaster you've admired for so long becomes your stepfather.
To have an opportunity to get to know him the way that I did. He was such a wonderful, kind person. And just to be able to develop that kind of personal relationship is something that will always be a tremendous memory that I will have with me for the rest of my life.
Brickhouse is survived by his second wife, Pat, a daughter, Jean, a grandson, Noah, 3 stepchildren, and 5 step-grandchildren. And I think the sign over my shoulder that says, "We'll miss you, Jack," says it all. Reporting live from in front of Wrigley Field, back to you.
Sure does. Thank you, Muriel.
Funeral arrangements for Jack have now been announced.
Visitation will be held on Monday and Tuesday at the Blake Lamb Funeral Home on North Dearborn from 3 until 9 o'clock.
The funeral service will be held on Wednesday at 11 o'clock at St. James Cathedral on East Huron. WGN-TV will carry the service live.
And in lieu of flowers, the family requests donations be made to the Jack Brickhouse Memorial Fund, care of Midwest Bank and Trust, 300 South Michigan, Chicago, 60604. Funds will be distributed to Jack Brickhouse's favorite charities.
This is a somber week for the Cubs. For the second time in 6 months, the organization has lost a legendary broadcaster. Sunday was Harry Carey Day at Wrigley Field. Fans in oversized glasses paid tribute to the man who replaced Jack Brickhouse. A life-size statue of Harry will be unveiled outside Wrigley Field at the beginning of the 1999 season. Cubs management says Brick also will be honored for his enormous contribution to broadcasting.
I think we're going to address that shortly after the funeral. I think Jack played a huge role in all of the wonderful things that have gone on at Wrigley Field. He was really part of the foundation, I think, of the success we enjoy at the gate, and we're certainly not going to neglect him.
Jack Brickhouse was a trailblazer, paving the way for a whole generation of young sportscasters.
Among them, our own Rich King. Rich joining us now for our special coverage.
Okay, Allison, Steve. Allison, Steve, growing up in Chicago, watching Jack Brickhouse, and then one day finding yourself writing a sports copy are the things dreams are made of. Jack was a giant, a pioneer. His style was adopted by every kid growing up in Chicago in the 1950s and the 1960s. And of all the players Jack Brickhouse covered over the years, the one player who almost fused with Jack at the zenith of his popularity was Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks.
Ernie Banks.
This is perhaps Jack's most famous call. Ernie Banks bidding for his 500th career home run at Wrigley Field. It seems like only yesterday.
Jarvis fires away. That's a fly ball, deep to left, back. That's it! That's it! Hey! He did it! Ernie Banks got number 500.
It was almost like Jack did it himself, because I remember rounding the bases, and then after the game was over, he came down on the field as always, and he was just so happy. We had tears in our eyes just with the joy of it. And each day as I went along, Jack used to tell me, now, when are you going to hit the 500? I mean, I know it's going to come, you know, and finally it happened on May 12, 1970, and he shared it with me.
Ernie Banks loved Jack Brickhouse. It's a love that will last even though Jack is no longer with us.
I was so saddened when I found out we had lost Jack. I was with him last week at Wrigley Field, and we were sitting there talking about good memories and good times there. And he's gone now, but I learned a lot from him. He was just a wonderful man. He was friendly with everybody. He taught me a lot of things about life and how to play the game. I worked with him in '69. He was with me in '77 in the Hall of Fame. He was with me all the time, the happy things that happened in my life in baseball.
Ernie Banks, of course, part of the Cubs' golden era back in the late 60s, early 70s. Those teams were in the chase every year in the National League, and Banks had a lot to do with it, lots of help also in keeping Jack Brickhouse in great form from guys like power hitters such as Billy Williams and Ron Santo. Do you recall when Billy helped save Ken Holtzman's no-hitter at Wrigley Field?
That's well hit. And there, I believe, goes the no-hitter. Caught by Williams. Woo, boy. Oh, man. Well hit. Way back.
Boy, it all comes to life when Jack Brickhouse makes those calls. Every Cub fan knows Ron Santo, a radio analyst now for WGN, the Chicago Cubs, and Billy Williams is a coach for the Chicago Cubs. Both are live at Busch Stadium now, where the Cubs take on the Cardinals tonight at 7 o'clock here on WGN. One, of course, a Hall of Famer, one a should-be Hall of Famer. And Billy Williams, I tell you, memories of Jack Brickhouse, not hard to come by, are they?
As you can see, it's pretty noisy down here because the Cubs playing the Cardinals. And it seemed like every time we come over, it's the same way. But we got some sad news yesterday morning. I remember when Shirley woke up, she watched a little news on television, and she came on and said Jack had passed away. And not only the Chicago Cubs, but the Chicago Bears and, of course, the Chicago White Sox, wrestling, everybody has lost a great sports announcer in Chicago. And it's just a sad feeling over Chicago area because we lost one of our great ones.
As far as my memories with Jack are wonderful memories because he was always upbeat. He was part of the ball club. I loved flying from city to city with him. He had so many stories. He was one of the best one-liners. But the wonderful thing about Jack, on the field, off the field, he was always upbeat. And I remember coming up the big leagues at 20 years old. I was not polished at all, and I'm still not too polished, but one thing about him, he made you feel very relaxed behind the mic.
He really did. When I first came up, I was a young man coming up. Ernie had been here, of course, 5 years. And when we used to have the 10th inning show, every time you went up to be on 10th inning show, you was nervous walking up in the stand, but he found the way to ask the right question, and it made you more relaxed up there. So anytime you talk to him and have a good conversation with him, it was great. And Jack has done a great job for the Chicago area. I remember he used to have the sports show on WGN, and I remember one day, I don't know whether I was swinging the bat well or wasn't swinging the bat well, but he introduced me as, here's Billy Williams, wearing number 26 for the Cubs. Sometimes he swing like Ted Williams, and sometimes he swing like Esther Williams.
Very seldom like Esther Williams.
Okay, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, real good.
You can tell those guys were schooled by Jack Brickhouse. Both are great storytellers themselves. Billy and Ron out in St. Louis for that Cub game. I tell you, it's quite an evening for the Cubs and quite an evening out in St. Louis. Jack wanted me to plug the game at 7 o'clock, I know, so it's coming up afterward. But memories of Jack Brickhouse abound in Chicago this weekend.
And some funny ones there.
Yeah,
Thanks,
those guys are great.
Long before he became a household name in the Windy City, a young Jack Brickhouse was breaking into broadcasting in Peoria. The year was 1934, and Jack was just 18 years old. Gene Robinson, the former general manager of WMBD in Peoria, recalls the creative way Jack got a broadcasting job.
The WMBD was committed to network programs in the evening, and so there was no way they could consider doing a live broadcast of Bradley basketball. Jack thought that what they should do is record the broadcast and play it back at midnight so people could hear the Bradley game on the radio. Well, the manager of the station said no, nobody would be interested in that after the game's over, and they all knew the outcome. So Jack said, how about doing a survey? Well, they made the mistake of letting Jack do the survey. And he went downtown in Peoria and took ballots, and the first 10 people he talked to said no, they weren't interested in hearing a delayed broadcast of Bradley. So that didn't satisfy Jack, so he took the rest of the ballots into the pool hall nearby and sat down at a table and started filling them out. And lo and behold, out of 100 ballots, 63 of those folks said yes, they would be interested in hearing Bradley on a delay basis.
And from there, Jack became known as the voice for all seasons. That voice eventually would be heard all around the nation.
As a Cubs broadcaster, Brickhouse built a huge following. WGN's Jerry Orr joins us from the Sports Collectors Show at the Rosemont Convention Center, where fans are remembering Jack. Jerry.
Let me tell you, the prices on Jack Brickhouse sports memorabilia are up tonight. He was a pioneer in sports broadcasting, but he was more than just an announcer. He was an entertainer. He was a storyteller. And that's why Jack Brickhouse connected with the fans.
And it's going to really count for something. The very essence of sport is not merely competition, but competition with a meaning, and that's what we have starting as of today. I'm Jack Brickhouse, along with Vince Lloyd.
Jack Brickhouse called 8 no-hitters in the broadcast booth, including the last one thrown at Wrigley Field. It was 1972. Milt Pappas lost his perfect game with 2 outs in the 9th, but saved the no-hitter.
There's a high fly ball, short right, should be caught. Fan zone's out there on the grass. He has it. It's a no-hitter for Pappas. A no-hitter from Milt Pappas.
Jack recalled a conversation the next day between Pappas and home plate umpire Bruce Fremming. Pappas blamed Fremming for calling ball 4 on a very close pitch.
It's a ball, and Pappas is enraged.
He said, for God's sakes, Bruce, why didn't you call one of those a strike? They were both strikes. Why didn't you call one of them a strike, and you'd be history? You'd be one of a half a dozen umpires to call a perfect game in the history of the game. And Fremming said, Milt, if I had called either one of those a strike, I wouldn't be able to live with myself. And Pappas said, well then, how do you live with yourself with all those other lousy calls you make? Well, he didn't use the word lousy.
During those years, the Cubs were lovable losers thanks to Jack's enthusiasm and his signature call.
Miller and Wynn are both back. Hey! It's a home run for Banks. Attaboy, Ernie!
Jack had the hey hey. Oh, I mean, you know, it was his moniker. Hey hey. Even when he was playing gin rummy out at Ridgemore Country Club and he blitzed somebody, it was hey hey.
Generations of Cub fans were entertained by Jack and his Brickhouse isms.
Back, hey, hey, Ernie, 500.
Back, hey, hey, and it's out. Good old Jack. I know he'll be remembered. I hope they give him as much of a tribute as he gave to Harry Carey.
Never run wins it, and next time you come by, bring my stomach. And we rolled around to the 10th inning. Here are the happy totals. Often here are the unhappy totals, and often the Cubs were a day late and $1 short. But Jack Brickhouse, the Hall of Famer, never lost touch with the fans. Live in Rosemont, Jerry Orr, WGN News.
Thank you, Jerry. Well, Jack Brickhouse had a lot of special moments in his life.
And a lot of them didn't have anything to do with sports. Few people know that, among other things, Brickhouse also covered news. WGN's Eddie Aruza is live in the Cubs broadcast booth with that part of the story tonight. Eddie.
Allison and Steve, most people will always remember Jack Brickhouse as the voice that came to them from the friendly confines here, yelling, hey, hey, on those seemingly rare occasions when the Cubs would hit a home run. Now, Brickhouse will always be associated with Chicago sportscasting, but he also had the ability to cover all kinds of stories from all around the world, and he did. From his early days as a radio announcer in the 1930s and 40s, Jack Brickhouse set the tone for his career in broadcasting. He began by covering everything from barn dances to band concerts, as well as Bradley University basketball games. And while his professional life was mainly behind the microphone at sporting events, Jack was also a newsman who covered the world.
You name it, I've done it, including read the funnies to the kiddies on Sunday morning, MC barn dances, did a man on the street for 6 years, and fires and parades and disasters and catastrophes and wars and you name it, and I've done it.
Beginning with FDR, 7 presidents gave Brickhouse exclusive interviews. Jack covered the funeral of Winston Churchill, as well as the Vietnam War. He was comfortable talking with popes, politicians, and celebrities, all of whom knew the name Jack Brickhouse.
Because of his early work on the Dumont Television Network as a baseball announcer and as a wrestling announcer, he was the one who had gone into homes well beyond Chicago as a network voice. So people growing up around the United States knew the importance of being associated with Jack Brickhouse.
At a Bears game in 1940, Brickhouse met actor Ronald Reagan. They remained friends, and 43 years later, at Jack's induction into the Baseball Hall of Fame, President Reagan sent a message of admiration.
That personality, that voice, that charisma, Jack, you got what it takes. Have you ever thought about going into politics?
If politics ever did call, Jack never answered, preferring instead to become a broadcaster unlike any before, or perhaps any to come.
He covered a lot of ground, and I don't think another broadcaster is ever going to be in a position ever to do that again.
Back live here at Wrigley Field, where the outfield scoreboard already reflects what many here in Chicago and across the country are feeling. We will miss you, Jack Brickhouse, sportscaster and newsman. Live from the broadcast booth at Wrigley Field, Eddie Aruza, WGN News.
And some tears on the field as well. Thank you, Eddie.
You bet. Jack Brickhouse officially retired from WGN 17 years ago, but he kept an office here at our studios. Jack was never far away from the broadcasting powerhouse he helped to build, brick by brick.
Deep to right, back,
It is a doorway to a million memories, memories of a half-century of television history. He was a frequent visitor to this modest office, and for those of us who came to WGN after his retirement, Jack Brickhouse was our institutional memory, a broadcasting keepsake of WGN's legacy.
My first day here 10 years ago, he walked in and he said, "Hi, I'm Jack Brickhouse." He introduced himself as if I needed to know who he was.
Who he was our history, the first voice ever heard on WGN television. The year was 1948. It was an experimental broadcast of a Golden Gloves boxing match. His ties to families who owned Chicago's great sports teams, the Wrigleys, Comiskey's, and Wirtz, helped him to become a sports executive. It was an off-air talent another WGN legend, Ward Quall, recognized early on.
I said Jack should do more than just the play-by-play. Perhaps we can work him into management. So Jack became vice president and manager of sports.
And long before WGN became a superstation, beaming sports events throughout the hemisphere, it was Brick who helped lay the foundation of the rich tradition of WGN sports, until he called his last game in 1981.
A lot of the things we accomplished in my almost 2 decades of administration of what we called then WGN Continental Broadcasting Company couldn't have happened without Jack Brickhouse.
He was still an ambassador of WGN to the public, even long after he retired. He was until the day he died. You know, he was Mr. WGN.
Tonight, our flag flies at half-staff for Mr. WGN, the man who, as much as anyone, made us who we are today. Jack certainly left his mark here at WGN and in the world of sports.
From the highs of the Willie Mays catch of the '54 World Series to the lows of the '69 Chicago Cubs, he was a workhorse with all the style of a thoroughbred.
WGN's Bill Weir looks back at Jack's career.
How can you possibly describe Jack Brickhouse to those unfortunate youngsters who never heard his work? Maybe they know him like this, weakened by a brain tumor in March, but still in great spirits just 1 week ago, soaking up the love at a Harry Carey look-alike contest. But tonight, we remember stronger days and the fact no one in the history of sports broadcasting spent more time in front of a microphone, and few did it as well. Brick was as much a part of the athletic Illuminati as the players he covered, but he was far more than just a sportscaster. Equally comfortable with Bob Hope and the Pope. He covered politicians and presidents.
Bleacher rights are going to be treated to some sunshine after all. And as I said, there she goes. He gets a good one. And I believe it was nailed by Jungle Jim Rivera of the White Sox. Yes, sir. Good old Jim. Now Rivera is imploring the president to autograph the ball for him.
You name it, I've done it. Including read the funnies to the kiddies on Sunday morning, MC barn dances, did a man on the street for 6 years, and fires and parades and disasters and catastrophes and wars and you name it, and I've done it.
John Beasley Brickhouse began broadcasting in Peoria in 1934. He entered a radio contest with 6 contestants and finished 5th. But they saw something in the kid and put him on the air for $17 a week.
Peoria was Broadway. Peoria Broadcasting, for a guy who had been fired from a job filling bottles with gin at Hiram Walker and couldn't find a decent job in tough times to keep going to college, and who wasn't that great a student or that great an athlete, to be able to just break into broadcasting was great.
His coverage ran the gamut, including an entire show strapped to the WMBD tower. He got in a bit of trouble for causing a 10-mile traffic jam. And after asking if acting legend John Barrymore had any theater experience, a boss suggested that Jack should try sportscasting. His newfound skills brought him to Chicago's WGN Radio in 1940. And 8 years later, as WGN TV went on the air, Jack's was the first voice heard, calling a Golden Gloves boxing match. He was versatile, everything from wrestling to golf. He and old friend Irv Kupcinet called Bears football for 24 years, and he did Bulls basketball after negotiating the team's first contract on the back of a bar placemat. But it was baseball that will claim Jack. More than 5,000 games, nearly that many wonderful moments.
It's a no-hitter for Kenny Holtzman. It's a no-hitter for Kenny Holtzman. A no-hitter for the kid, Bert Hooton. It's a no-hitter for Pappas.
Jarvis fires away. That's a fly ball deep to left. Back.
That's it. That's it. Hey, hey.
About the second year we were televising, Hank Sauer hit one, and I guess I yelled that, and I had been doing it without realizing it, and the crew superimposed "hey, hey" on the monitor at the booth, and we all cracked up on it and decided after that to leave it in.
Hey, hey, holy mackerel, no doubt about it. The Cubs are on their way. Hey, hey, hey!
A more historical moment came in 1962 when the new Telstar satellite relayed the first international broadcast across the Atlantic. Among the sampling of American voices beamed from above was that of Jack at Wrigley.
Well, we realize that all of this doesn't make much sense to you folks in Europe, but if we hadn't shown you a bit of our national game on this first transatlantic show, we'd never have heard the end of it. As a matter of fact, right now, our colleagues who are doing the translating are going crazy trying to say runs, hits, and errors in Swedish and Italian. In any case, here it is, a brief glimpse of American baseball played in the biggest arena in the world, all the way from Wrigley Field in Chicago to the Coliseum in Rome.
As high as his voice traveled there, his heart sunk equally low in 1969. The Cubs' September plummet is one of the epic fold jobs in sports, and as close as he would ever come to a World Series at Wrigley. Yet Brick stayed upbeat the entire time.
There are times when you're hungover and you don't want to work. You had a fight with your wife. You had a battle with the front office. A lot of things can happen. You just plain don't feel good. You're exhausted. You're tired. It's a lousy game. You had a fight with the manager. But I think professionalism takes over.
I think there's a line in Bob Hope's theme song that describes not only baseball, but also our business very well, Milo, our broadcasting business. And the line reads, "You may have been a headache, but you never were a bore. Thanks for the memories."
And with that, Brick signed off in the strike-shortened season of 1981, but kept a high profile with WGN Radio as host of Sports Central. He even joined his Cubs replacement on Channel 9's Sports Scene. But the pinnacle of Jack's life came in 1983, wife Pat in the stands, on a beautiful day in Cooperstown, New York.
It's a contradiction, baseball is. It can be the simplest of games, and yet it can be the most involved. It is the game I love. The trains, the planes, the cabs, the buses, they've carried me millions of miles through the years to get where I most wanted to be, the ball game.
I would have to say my fondest memory, if I had to name one, was Cooperstown. That's it. That's the ultimate for any baseball announcer. And it's something that, you know, I was so proud of it.
When Jack was inducted into the Hall of Fame, veteran WGN sports producer Jack Rosenberg helped write his acceptance speech, a memory Rosenberg will never forget.
Here it is. I said, I have one line in there. Countless people
It brought me to this pinnacle. You know who you are. You have my undying gratitude. And Jack started to cry. I'd been with Jack, we're like brothers. He stood up at my wedding. I wrote the book on Jack, his life story. Thanks for listening. And this is the only time I ever saw him cry.
We close our special Remembering Jack with some final words from that Hall of Fame speech and photographs from Jack's life.
Thanks for joining us, everyone, and Jack, thank you.
Good night, everybody.
It's been my privilege to broadcast the exploits of the Chicago Cubs and the Chicago White Sox for 40 years or more. There in Wrigley Field and Comiskey Park, I have experienced the joy and the heartbreak, probably more of the latter than the former. But Chicago and its beautifully loyal fans have had a resiliency which has kindled a perpetual flame of hope. In the fantasy of my dreams, I have imagined myself as the announcer for a Cubs-White Sox World Series, a series that would last 7 games, with the final game going extra innings, being suspended because of darkness at Wrigley Field.
Milk supply gone dry? Sources point to a new...
It's only appropriate at this time that we relive some of his greatest calls.
WGN Television, Channel 9. Baseball, excitingly, importantly, dramatically yours on Channel 9. Hit, deep to right, back, 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 hey! It's all over! Willie Smith just homered! The Cubs win the game! Watch it. There's a drive on the line to left field. Come on, Moose! He did it! Moore made a fabulous catch! It's a no-hitter! A no-hitter! And what a catch that Moore made! Oh, brother, what a catch he made! Ball 3, strike 2. Here goes. Ground ball. Tuckered up with it. The throw to Banks. It's a no-hitter! It's a no-hitter for Kenny Holtzman. Look at this. Oh, brother. It's a no-hitter for Kenny Holtzman. Strike 3. It's a no-hitter. A no-hitter for the kid, Bert Hooton. Look at this. It's to left center. Here comes Billy Williams running out from under his cap to make this catch. Oh, brother. Woo! That's it. Way back there. Stay there, baby. Back, 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 back. Hey! There's a high fly ball. Short right. Should be caught. Fan zone's out there on the grass. He has it. It's a no-hitter for Pappas. A no-hitter for Bill Pappas. Jarvis fires away. That's a fly ball. Deep to left. Back, back. That's it. That's it. Hey! He did it. Ernie Banks got number 500.
I think there's a line in Bob Hope's theme song that describes not only baseball, but also our business very well, Milo, our broadcasting business. And the line reads, "You may have been a headache, but you never were a bore. Thanks for the memories."
Chicago Cubs baseball on WGN. Brought to you by Bud Light, for the great taste that won't fill you up.
Way back. Holy mackerel. Mark Grace has just kissed it over the wall in right field, and it's now a 4-2 ball game. High score. Here it is.
Number 8 for Grace.
Would you excuse me, fellas? Hey, hey!
Busch Stadium in St. Louis on a beautiful summer night for baseball. And let's take a look at the Pepsi batting order for manager Jim Riggleman. It starts at center field with Brant Brown.